The hangar stood at the edge of the wasteland like a monument to forgotten dreams. Lillian wiped the sweat from her brow, staring at the rusted doors that hadn't opened in 30 years. Her grandfather had been a starship engineer during humanity's first expansion beyond the solar system, and this place had been his workshop, his sanctuary. Now it was hers to restore, or demolish. "You sure about this?" Logan called from behind her, carrying a plasma cutter and a toolkit that looked older than both of them combined. "Granddad left it to me in his will," Lillian replied, running her hand along the corroded metal. "Said there was something important inside, something the universe needed to remember." Logan shrugged. "Your granddad also said the Venusian ale at McCreary's station could cure radiation poisoning. Not sure I'd trust all his claims." But Lillian was already working the manual override, her fingers dancing across the ancient keypad. The doors groaned, protested, then slowly began to part, revealing darkness punctuated by shafts of dusty sunlight. The interior was vast, far larger than it appeared from outside. Spacecraft parts hung from chains like mechanical stalactites. Workbenches covered in decades of dust stretched into the shadows. But it was the back corner that drew Lillian's attention, where something massive sat beneath a tarp that had once been silver but now wore the color of time itself. "What is that?" Logan whispered, following her gaze. They approached together, their footsteps echoing in the cavernous space. Lillian grabbed the edge of the tarp and pulled. It cascaded down in a cloud of dust that made them both cough and step back. What emerged from beneath made no sense. 8 crystalline structures, each roughly the size of a small shuttle, arranged in a perfect circle. They pulsed with an inner light, not electric, not chemical, but something else entirely. Frost clung to their surfaces despite the desert heat outside, and within each translucent shell, a shape could be seen. Curled, sleeping, waiting. "Are those—" Logan's voice trailed off. "Eggs," Lillian breathed. "But not from any species I've ever seen." She approached the nearest one, drawn by a compulsion she couldn't name. The surface was cold beneath her palm, but not unpleasantly so. It hummed with a frequency she felt in her bones rather than heard. Inside, a creature lay coiled. Serpentine body covered in scales that shimmered like starlight, wings folded tight against its form, a elongated head crowned with horns that swept back like the solar sails of ancient Earth vessels. "Dragons," Logan said, and the word hung in the air like a prayer or a curse. "Your granddad found dragon eggs." "Impossible. Dragons are myths, Earth legends." "So were humans traveling faster than light. So were the Cricks before we found their homeworld. So were a lot of things." Logan was scanning the eggs with his datapad, his face growing paler with each reading. "Lillian, these things are alive. Suspended animation, maybe cryogenic, but alive. And according to this, they've been here for over 3 decades. Lillian's mind raced. Her grandfather had been part of the Frontier Corps, humanity's push into the unknown regions of space. He'd visited worlds no human had seen before or since. Had he found these eggs on one of those expeditions? Had he stolen them? Saved them? "There's a log entry," Logan said, pulling up a holographic display. Her grandfather's face materialized, younger than she remembered but with those same knowing eyes. "Lillian," the recording said, and she felt tears prick her eyes at the sound of his voice. "If you're watching this, I'm gone, and you've found them. I know you have questions. I found these eggs on Draken Prime, a world the Corps marked for terraforming. The species was thought extinct. Their star had gone nova millennia ago, and these eggs had drifted in space, frozen, waiting. The Corps wanted to study them, dissect them, turn them into weapons. I couldn't let that happen. So I took them, hid them, kept them safe until humanity was ready. The recording flickered. They're not dangerous, Lillian. They're beautiful. They're proof that the universe is stranger and more wonderful than we dare imagine. When the time comes, when one wakes, you'll understand. They chose Earth's legends to nest in because we humans, alone among all species, remembered to dream of them. We kept their memory alive across light years and centuries. That means something. The hologram faded, leaving Lillian and Logan in silence. "Ready for what?" Logan asked. "What are we supposed to do with—" A crack split the air like thunder. Both of them spun toward the sound. One of the eggs, the one Lillian had touched, was fracturing, lines of light spreading across its crystalline surface like golden veins. The temperature in the hangar plummeted, frost blooming on every surface. "Get back!" Logan shouted, but Lillian couldn't move. The egg shattered in a cascade of light and ice. What emerged was small, no larger than a house cat, but absolutely magnificent. Scales the color of deep space, shot through with nebula purples and star-bright blues, wings that unfurled like solar panels catching their first rays of sun, eyes that held an intelligence so profound it made Lillian's breath catch. The dragon, because there was no other word for it, looked at her, into her, through her, and then it spoke, not in words but in concepts that bloomed directly in her mind. Caretaker, dreamer, the one who remembered. "Hello," Lillian whispered, extending her hand. The dragon chirped, an absurdly adorable sound from such a mythical creature, and bounded forward, wrapping itself around her arm like a living bracelet. Its scales were warm now, heated by its own awakening life. Logan stared, mouth open. "This is insane." "This is humanity," Lillian corrected, a smile breaking across her face as she looked at the 7 remaining eggs, each beginning to show the first hairline fractures of awakening. "We went to the stars and found magic was real. We're not just survivors, Logan. We're not just warriors or explorers. We're the ones who kept the dreams alive. And now—" The dragon on her arm trilled, and she felt its joy, its wonder, its gratitude. "Now we give the universe back its myths." Outside, the sun set on an ordinary day. Inside the hangar, 7 more eggs began to wake, and the universe shifted to accommodate something it had thought lost forever: the merger of human dreams and alien reality. The proof that some legends refused to die, and the understanding that humanity's greatest strength was not its weapons or its ships, but its stubborn, beautiful refusal to stop believing in wonder.